in the dreaded $420 sell wall. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Ucash Crypto. It is Ryan here, and today we've got some extremely significant price action for Ethereum playing out in the charts right now in exact confluence with Bitcoin's price action. You guys will see all that in my next Bitcoin video that hopefully I will get to you guys tomorrow. But with that being said, let's hop right into the Ethereum charts and see what's going on. The first thing I want to look at is the 4-hour time frame, and you guys can see that we were in this larger symmetrical triangle right here that we did break out of on October 9th, creating a head and shoulders pattern that actually didn't break us down. Normally, this would be a perfect pattern to break us right back down to the top of this triangle, confirm it as support, and make a move higher. But due to the bullish PayPal news, made a move higher right to our $420 sell wall that we've been calling in all of our Ethereum videos, as well as on my Instagram. If you guys aren't following, go follow at Ucash Crypto. Whenever we were around $330, even before we made up the move to $400, I was calling the level between $390 and $420 as an extremely key level for Ethereum for many different reasons. But with that being said, let's see why the $420 level is so important. So I have two levels drawn here, and we're only going to focus on this $420 level, and let's go ahead and make it exactly $420 so you guys can see what I am talking about. And let's go out to the weekly time frame and look at all the previous price confluence with this level and why it is so key. If you guys have been watching my other videos, then you already know about this level and you've already know the extreme significance that we have. So far, you can see our first high that we ever made for Ethereum was exactly at $420, as you guys can see up there right in the left-hand top of your screen. And then we dropped all the way down to about 127 before we started the bull run. And as you can see, whenever we broke above this level with two weekly candles, we confirmed this level as support and then made a run higher all the way to 1440, which is absolutely insane. And then whenever we fell down, look, we retested it as resistance, which was a fake out before we ran back up, and then held this level as support for many weeks before falling to our very low of around $80. Now, what we can see on the run back up, we did briefly get above this level for a period of time, but right here, right now, we retested it. We had a high of $421.47, and we have sold off since. And on the 4-hour time frame, we can kind of see exactly how this $420 level is playing. On our first run up, where we had the breakout right here, all the way up, we made it to about $415, only $5 lower than our $420 level before selling off to $320 in a single 4-hour candle. Absolutely insane, showing that this range was a major area of sell pressure, and it's where a lot of the whales were taking profits. Now, whenever we finally broke above it, you can see we flipped this level into new support here, and here briefly before falling back below, retesting it as resistance, and then selling off before we came up and made our high around $490. And even on our way back down, you can see with these two 4-hour wicks right here, we try to hold this level of support. We ran up one more time to the $450 level, which is also a very key level, and we will be getting on to this a little bit later in the video. But then you can see we fell back below, and so far we've retested it many times as resistance. And I will pull up on the screen for you guys right now where I was telling my investors to short this, because this is a good risk to reward ratio. I'm not short on Ethereum for the long run. I am short for the short term as well as for Bitcoin. And guys, I've laid out all the levels for you. You'll see in my Bitcoin video tomorrow exactly what I'm talking about and why these levels are so key for the bull run to actually begin. But I mean, getting an entry up here around $420 just gives you such a good risk to reward ratio. And we can see this on the 1 day because we'll put it at the high here, which gives us about less than 0.5% of risk, which is absolutely awesome. And then our take profit, our first one is around the 390 level. Now, I have also been calling the $400 level as a very important range, but just to show you guys first, I want to go into the risk reward of this trade. It's a 14.21 with less than 0.5% of risk and about almost 7% reward just at our first entry. Now, I was telling a lot of my investors to take profits here. The first profits at a 9.11 risk to reward ratio, around a 4% reward to our 0.5% risk. And it's played out perfectly. It bounced right from the zone and real fast. I'll pull up on the screen exactly when I was telling them to take profit around the $402 level, and then it immediately rebounded just perfectly with our trade setup. So congratulations to everybody at the Ucash team who made this trade and made some good games. I'm proud of you all, and let's keep it up and get this crypto. So now everybody's wondering where Ethereum will go. What's the next move? And to see this, we need to zoom out to the weekly time frame because we just had an extremely important close for Bitcoin. We just closed the first weekly candle above the $12,000 level in over 2 years, which is almost a confirmation of the bull run to be started. I will get exactly into that in the next Bitcoin video. But with that being said, we've got to find out what Ethereum's key levels are. Now, the first thing I want to look at is the candlestick chart, and then we'll actually go into the line chart that only takes into account candle body closes. All right, so I've cleaned up the chart a little bit for you guys, and now we're going to start outlining all the key levels to look for on the weekly time frame on the candlestick chart. And just like I said, after that, we're going to be looking at the line chart that only takes into account candle body closes because we can know the exact moment that Ethereum is going to start its bull run as well, just like we know for Bitcoin. And I can't wait to show you guys that video tomorrow. I cannot stress it enough. It's so exciting because we should see 20K by the end of the year for Bitcoin. And what that means for Ethereum is a very, very good as well. So let's begin by outlining some key levels on the weekly candlestick chart for Ethereum. Now, the first key level is right here around $80. And we can see before we made our first run up to exactly $420 at our high, we came up and then we held this level with 2 weekly candles as support before actually having that blast off. And then we went all the way to 1440. And as I've been saying in all my videos, we dropped 94% to this $80 level again, creating our macro low right here before running all the way up to 360. And then again, after the coronavirus crash, we came one more time down to this accumulation zone at $80 and absolutely skyrocketed after that. So the first key level on the weekly is the $80 price level. Now, the next key level on the weekly candlesticks chart is right here around $160. You can see the confluence that we had right here. After we created our first high for Ethereum, we fell all the way down. And just to give you guys an example, this was about a 60% drop right to this key level, holding the candle bodies on it around $160 and then running all the way up to 1440. Whenever we fell, you can see this candle try to hold support here before we finally had the capitulation to $80. We came back up, tested it as resistance, came back up again, tested the level as resistance before finally breaking through and holding this level with all the candles right here. We had about 4 weekly candles hold this level before having the run up all the way to the June 2019 high of around 367, fell all the way back down, held this level again, had another small run up, held this level again with all of these candles before finally falling below, retesting it as resistance, coming back up, testing it as again as resistance, but breaking above, holding it, having our new high at $290, falling back below because of the coronavirus crash, holding it as resistance briefly before we broke above, retested this level, and then absolutely skyrocketed all the way to 490. So the second key level you should be watching is $160 for Ethereum. Now the third level is around $190. You can see it was wick support right here. The candle body closes right here. We came up, we wicked exactly down to that level before having the blast off, came back down, held all of these candle bodies exactly at this $190 level before holding it as resistance, breaking above, holding it as support before retesting it as resistance, staying below it as that resistance, then having the fall back down to $100 before we rallied up to 290, falling back below and then breaking back above, holding this key level as support, and then again continuing to our $490 price level where we are currently around 408. It is unlikely that we will see this price level again, at least for a very long time for Ethereum, if the bull run is really starting for Bitcoin, which it will also start for Ethereum, which I will point out on the line chart exactly for you guys in just a minute. Now, the next level we need to focus on is this $275, $280 level, which could honestly be retested. It's not looking as probable as it was about a few weeks ago, like we were talking about in our other Ethereum videos, but I want to point out how key of a level this is because we will probably see this price level again someday. It may not be soon, but it may be after the bull run has concluded, after we have the capitulation back down. We will just have to see what happens when that time comes, but this is such a key level because as you can see, whenever we made our first high, it was the wick support and the candle body support, as well as this weekly candle really tried holding on to it before we capitulated back down to about $130 and then broke back above and held it all right here before having the rally back up. Whenever we came down, we came and held all the candle bodies for 1, 2, and 3 weeks right here at this level before falling below and capitulating to our low of $80, coming back up, retesting this level as strong resistance before finally breaking above, making our high, holding 3 weekly candles again above it before falling back below and going all the way to $100, rallying back up to about $290, but look at where our weekly candle close was, right below us, sending us crashing during the coronavirus crash back down to the $80 level, and then this was the breakout candle that confirmed it to create a new high. So also the $275, $280 level is very, very key. Now, the next key level we can see is around $330. You can see the candle body close was exactly there, as well as the wick here. It was resistance before we broke above. Again, we fell below, and our high was created exactly at that price range, a little bit higher, about $30 higher, but the close was lower. And then we broke above, and we have been holding this level currently as the new support level. The low of this candle was 335 and the low of this candle was 333. So you guys can see how this level is very, very key with the trend we are currently on. This is an extremely important price level to watch, and there are going to be a lot in this range between 300 and really 600 that we all need to look at. The next one right here at the perfect $350 level. This is one of the most key levels, guys, in all of Ethereum's history. You guys can see it was the exact candle closes here. It was the exact candle closes here. The wicks up to it here, and then we closed briefly before having the breakout to create our high. Whenever we created our high, we came back down to this level, retested it as support, had a 130% move to the upside before finally falling below, became our high in June 2019, and then finally we have broken above. And look at this, guys, we have held all the candle bodies exactly at this $350 level. Even the candle that made our high around $490, our close was at $353. Our close of this candle was at $353, and our open of this candle was at $353. So this $350 to $353 is a very significant level. If we do have another drop, this is what we want to keep holding for the bull run to continue, which is about a $60 drop from where we are at currently, but it is possible, so watch out for that, guys. The next level is, of course, the $390 level that I've been calling for so long. As you guys have known, we already talked about the $420 level too, because those two are extremely important to me, and you can see why. I mean, the same thing with all of the confluence we've had at this level. The close is right here. It was resistance before we had one more fallback down to the $330 and $350 level that was so important, and currently we are holding above it. So if we have one more drop to 390 and find support there, then we may not even drop back down to the $350 level. So keep your eyes out for that. Now, without further ado, I don't want to talk about the $420 level. You guys have heard it enough. You guys know all the confluence that we have at this level, so we're just going to skip to our next very key level. Now, the next key level we need to look at is the $440 to $450 level, as it's one of the most extremely important levels as well for Ethereum right now that we need to watch to confirm the bull market. I could go on and show you guys the other key levels on the candlestick chart, but after I talk about this, I'm going to go to the line chart and show you exactly why this level is so extremely important. But while we're still on the candlestick chart, let's take a look at how this price level has played. You can see all the confluence we had right here. We had wicks down to it before the fake out, the move back up, and then we held all of these weekly candles right here. And this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We held 7 weekly candles at this level before finally we capitulated all the way to $80. And even on our run up, you can see we had wicks to that level, but all the candle body closes closed below. And now we're coming to test this level one more time. But with that being said, let's switch over to the line chart and see why this level is so key. So the first thing we can see on our closes is we had support here. We pretty much had support here, and it's been flipped into resistance currently. This is the level I want to see a weekly candle close above for Ethereum to confirm the bull run, and our next target would be between $600 and $800 whenever that happened, which would be an absolutely insane move, also bringing us into overbought conditions on our RSI, so watch for that. But the first thing on why Ethereum's trend has been so bullish, I want to point this out for you guys on the weekly candlestick chart. And let's go ahead and move this to right here. Again, the $350 level on the weekly candle close chart is extremely important. As you can see, it was our old resistance all back here in 2017 before it was pretty much flipped into new support, back tested and broken below, and so far we broke above it and we've held this weekly support level twice and made the move higher. So this is extremely important on a weekly close basis to hold for the bull run to continue. So watch that, draw this on your chart, make sure you're watching because that is such an important level. And again, the $370 level that was support flipped into new resistance. As you can see here, it got back tested and flipped into new resistance before we broke above, tested back to it, and made a move higher. I would like to see the $373 level hold, but if not, then the $350 level, of course, will be that perfect level that we want to see hold. But right now, just draw this, and then once we see the candle start closing higher than right here on a weekly basis, we can almost confirm the bull run has been started. But again, Bitcoin will probably be the deciding factor for that. And make sure you guys watch my Bitcoin to 20K video coming tomorrow, as it's going to be extremely important and show us more of the trend. All right, and the last thing I want to do is point out some trend lines and some fib analysis. And as you guys can see, we have these two important trend lines right here, all coming to a single point right here around the 618. if 420 is our short-term top and we are to retrace and not hold the 390 level or the 370 level, we could even have a wick right down here to the 618 around, again, $350, which we've shown you why that's such an important level. Also in confluence with these two trend lines coming into our box right now. And again, you can see the support we've held on this trend line right here, and also the resistance that was flipped into new support all along here. So coming back to this level and retesting would be perfect. You would want to look for entries between 370 and 350, I would say. Also start nibbling in here, because no matter what happens, the markets are looking extremely bullish in the crypto space right now. So I hope you guys don't miss out. I have so much more information for you guys on Ethereum, but I want to keep this video short and simple and get it out to you guys as soon as possible. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the Bitcoin video tomorrow. It is so good, and I hope you guys don't miss out on that, because you will have some extremely valuable information to bring with you for trading Bitcoin on this next move to the upside.